A power supply is a device that converts electrical energy into the required electrical energy for equipment and provides stable voltage and current. It is also known as a power adapter, power converter, etc. The power supply can provide various parameters such as DC or AC voltage, current, power, etc. for various electronic devices, and it is an important component of electronic devices. Its main function is to convert the input power signal into the power signal required by the device and provide reliable and stable power for the device. The application field of power supply is very wide, covering many areas such as household appliances, communication equipment, computers, medical equipment, industrial control systems, automotive electronics, military equipment, and so on. In each field, the demand and requirements for power supply are also different, so there are many types and specifications of power supply products on the market. For example, common types of power supplies include switching power supplies, linear power supplies, photovoltaic power supplies, UPS power supplies, etc. Each type of power supply has its advantages, disadvantages, and applicability in different application scenarios. Power supplies can be classified based on their output voltage, current, power, and usage environment. Here are several classifications of power supply. DC power supply, a power supply that outputs direct current. According to the output voltage level, it can be divided into low voltage power supply, medium voltage power supply, high voltage power supply, and ultra high voltage power supply. AC power supply, a power supply that outputs alternating current. It's commonly used in household appliances and office equipment. Switching power supply, a high-efficiency power supply that is typically used in electronic devices. It uses switching technology to transform the direct or alternating current of the input power through high-frequency switches, and then converts it to the required voltage and current through circuits such as transformers and filter capacitors. Linear power supply, a power supply that outputs stable direct current. It achieves stable output of voltage and current through circuits such as voltage regulators and current stabilizers. Programmable power supply, a power supply that can adjust parameters such as voltage, current, and power through software or hardware programming. It is usually used in laboratories, testing, production, and other fields. Modular power supply, a modular design power supply that can add or remove modules according to the requirements to achieve different output voltages and power needs. Industrial power supply, a power supply suitable for harsh environments, with features such as waterproof, dustproof, and anti-interference. It is used in industrial automation, robotics, instruments, and other equipment. Installation of power supply requires attention. Before purchasing a power supply, it is necessary to determine the required output voltage, current, and power parameters according to the device's needs to ensure that the power supply can meet the device's requirements. Before installing the power supply, turn off the device's power and unplug the power cord to avoid short circuits or other damage to the power supply and device. Insert the power supply into the device's power socket, ensuring that the plug and socket match, the plug is securely inserted, and the power cord is fixed. When installing the power supply, attention should be paid to preventing static interference. Anti-static wristbands or anti-static mats can be used to ensure the safety of the power supply and device. After installation, test whether the power supply is working properly. Testing can be done using methods such as multimeters, voltmeters, and load testing.